So I'm gonna have to do the talking and driving. I can't see where I'm going to. So there's a good chance that my phone will fall over because it doesn't stay very secure on this. It's been a bit of a shit day. I had a tutorial with my main tutor, not the course leader, which I'd been quite looking forward to. It's been a few weeks since I saw him, and I do respect what he has to say. However, before I'd even walked from the staff office on the 7th floor to the 6th floor, once I'd gone and collected him, he basically said that he and the course leader had been talking about me, and they both felt that I was devoting too much time to the glass element of what I want to do, that it was too time consuming, and well, basically what was the point? I explained to him that glass is the element of my practice that I most want to develop, which he basically said, well, you haven't got a lot of time. He basically said that he couldn't see why that work was relevant and why those ideas are relevant. He wanted to see the video that I made a good month ago now, but because of his lack of availability, I hadn't been able to show it to him yet. So he watched it and said there was something nice about it, and that it had potential, and therefore there was potential in me. But he did say that he felt it was better without the sound. But we discussed the fact that it's my intention to create a kind of a physical response in a viewer in the way that places create a physical response. There are places that are passenger. For example, I know that I'm driving past a McDonald's at the moment. It's labelled. It's not a McDonald's I've ever been to, but I know it's McDonald's, therefore it's a place rather than a space. However, when I get to the bottom of Oxley Moor Road, which will probably still be while I'm talking to you, I will get a physical response to that, because I know that I'm very, very close to my nan's house from when I was growing up. I've not been there for 17 years, but it still invokes a physical response in me. Whether that's in the heart or in the brain, I don't know. I haven't tested it, but I know that I get a physical response to it. When I drive past the vets, I have a really painful response. So it's physical, and that's what I invoke. So he pointed out that he doesn't feel that you can get a physical response from looking at projected images. So I said to him, that's why I have the sound in my video. It's uncomfortable. He feels it detracts from the visuals, so he thought maybe abstracting the visuals would be the way to go by removing the sound. He did talk about splitting the tracks and playing them in a kind of a surround sound kind of a way. So he did come round to that a little bit. But he's really hung up on that video. And I'm trying to explain to him that not only am I not in that physical place anymore where I made that video, I'm not in that emotional place. That was a moment represented in that film, which I'm trying to convey to the viewer. And it takes me back. Watching that video takes me back to being in that house with no electricity, with no heat, with no bed, just being sat on the floor, listening to the trains and the cars, watching the light go past, and hearing a dog locked in a shed next door for hours on end, constantly crying. that was exactly what it was to be in that space. So it's fully represented me in that film. It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's not meditative in the way that I had anticipated the Band of Light to be, but it's quite frantic, which is encapsulating the feelings that we were going through, having nowhere else to go, and being confronted with this barrage of sound and light, and a constant reminder of the fact that we'd just lost Kel, and here was this dog being mistreated and crying its heart out. It's not something I want to go back to, but that film takes me back there. That was at Oxley Moor Road, and I felt it as I went past. So we're stuck on this film. He sort of came round a little bit to the idea of me making glass to represent my interpretation of a place, but I had to go through, why is it you have to make the object? Can't you just glue gun some glass? To which I pointed out, no, physically it doesn't work. I've tried gluing glass, it doesn't work. A bit of PVA holds flat glass together, but it ain't going to work architecturally. Why can't you put crap on a piece of glass and shine light through it? Well, because I want a permanent object. The whole point is a physical object to represent a physical response, rather than, as he says, a flat projected image, not creating a response. I quite like the idea of the viewer actually being inside the artwork, which is why I wanted to produce this piece of glass which harnessed and shaped light in the way that I interpret it within a space. So it's like the object is the place and the environment is the space that contains it, a wider space. So the place affects the space, the light from the object, that is, projecting outwardly. It makes sense to me, perhaps I just can't articulate it very well. But he's the first person to actually basically turn around to me and say, it's fake, why are you doing it? You might as well just have a window. You could replace the glass from the window with something you've made. But the whole point is that I'm interpreting space and place as a vessel. And I use vessel as a loose description. I don't mean I'm going to be making a jug. It could be any shape, take any form, but it's a container for something. And I explained to him my ideas about the human mind also being a place and therefore a vessel, and that all of these places are vessels for different things, be it light, be it bacteria, which is something that I've been exploring within the flat, be it a more abstracted memory like I'm experiencing through driving past Oxley Moor Road or driving past the vets, or places that I've lived, places that I've experienced. I don't have to actually go to them, I can be in the vicinity of them and I get a physical response. And that's what I want to explore. I can't just stick with the first thing that I produced throughout my MA, I can't do that. I was obsessed with that motif at the time because there was nothing else. It was almost hypnotic. You fixate on things. It's a little bit like if you're in a room and there's a TV on, you can't help but look at it. You fixate on it. You might be having a conversation with someone and it seems quite rude, but you look like you're watching the TV. It was the same with this kind of barcode motif. It's all you have to look at, especially when you're sitting in pitch black. Anyway, I felt really shot down. I told him I was unhappy because I told him I was pissed off that I'd spent 9 weeks trying to get get access to this thing, and now he was telling me that I was wasting my time with it. And he told me that was basically his job. But the thing is, I had a crit yesterday with the course leader who told me, and I quote, "I think you're in a really good place." So again, it's subjective. And the tutor's there saying, well, in the real world you'll go into galleries and this is the kind of attitude that you'll encounter. But that's the real world if I choose to go into that walk. And actually, can you consider the art world the real world anyway? I don't think you can. This isn't the avant-garde. I don't know. I had a better tutorial with the avant-garde guy. I know roughly what I'm writing about there. Although what I'd wanted to look at in London, he's told me basically not to look at. However, I will look at it, but I might keep it up my sleeve for the second part of the module, which it will be more relevant to. And it will then tie my investigations from the second part of the module to the investigations from this part, which to me makes more sense than doing something completely removed from it. Anyway, is there anything else I can talk about? Other than the fact that a lot of the work that I've just done over the last few weeks at the moment just feels like a waste of time. I think I'm going to have to talk to the course leader next week to get back on track, because I just feel reset is how I feel at the moment. Demoralised. I've gone from actually feeling like I was producing and ahead of the game and working quite well, enjoying myself, to what's the point? And that is really how I feel right now. What is the point? Said to me, you could produce something that you were proud of, that you'd spent a lot of time on, but if it doesn't work in the show, then it's crap. I don't know, I just feel a little bit beaten down. I did actually say to him that I'm paying £5,000 for this experience and I'll damn well use the facilities to develop my practice. Especially when it's the element of my practice that I want to develop. I don't want to just stick with the status quo and what I already know. To me, the point of being in an educational environment and on a course and paying tuition fees is to get tuition and above all else to learn and to develop. But if I just continue to produce as I already know, I might as well just be at home producing work for myself. There's really very little point to me doing an MA other than just get some more letters after my name. He actually said to me, the tutor, that it's very, very difficult to fail this course. And I looked at him kind of horror struck. Bearing in mind, I understand from an educator's point of view that institutions and those assessing within institutions don't want a record of failure. But then to outright say it's really difficult to fail this course surely devalues it. And again, I go back to the monetary element, because he doesn't seem to think that's an issue, but I know it's an issue because I've just been made redundant, and that is the purpose of me being there, to invest what little I got out of being made redundant in myself. There is a monetary aspect. There is. But you shouldn't be able to buy an MA. You should earn it. relevant. I am paraphrasing, that wasn't his exact phrasing, he did beat about the bush a little bit. But to imply that even if you don't outright say it, to imply it, and then to say that anyone can pass this course, it's really hard to fail it. Well, why are you even telling me that my work's irrelevant? Just let me coast. I can see if you're trying to help me get better and go further and make something excellent, that's great, and that's kind of what he kept saying he was doing. But it's had the complete adverse effect in that I now feel completely demoralised, and I would normally be going home at this point thinking, right, this is what I'm going to do between now and next Monday when I'm back in university, this and this. But right now, I just feel like I'm not going to produce. How can I produce? I don't feel like I'm even on a track, let alone the right track. I know what I'm doing is quite speculative and I'm looking at a lot of different avenues, but I do see a common theme and a link to what I'm doing, and I do see end products. I'm going to go in on Thursday, I'm going to spend a whole day there. I'm going to produce the things that I've designed in glass, which will take a little while to be fired, of course. And I'm going to do some experimentation. Discuss the idea of this residency collaboration. See what we can put forward. But there's something going on here. If it wasn't for the fact that if it wasn't for the fact that I've got this day already decided on Thursday to be in, I think I would probably go between now and next Monday and not produce anything. Perhaps I'll feel better in a day or two. I hope that's the case, because this is feeling pretty low at the moment. This is the lowest point I've been whilst I've been, yeah, they've closed the road. It was only supposed to be closed yesterday. I might have to park up soon because I don't have a clue where I'm going. Follow diversion. Sat nav's locked in there. Compartment. Okay, well, it's given me something else to think about, so I'm going to sign off.